Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 4 of Cooking with Sal. I should probably stop naming them because this is going to be an endless cycle. I haven't been on YouTube in a while and that's just because I've been vacationing at my cottage. Maybe some of you will notice I have a little bit of a tan going on. So, as many of you know, June is Pride Month and I'm an ally of the LGBTQ plus community, and this month I wanted to do something to celebrate Pride. I think Pride is really important because it helps raise awareness and helps normalize LGBTQ plus relationships and communities. I have a huge respect and huge appreciation for anyone who has come out and celebrated their love, celebrated that it doesn't matter who you love, it's how you love. And I have a Insta friend, nutrition_Natalie. She came up with this really cool recipe. It is rainbow bagels. I thought it was so fitting for Pride Month, and so did she, so shout out to nutrition_Natalie. She came up with this. I'm just trying to attempt it. I don't know if it will be as good, but we will see. So, big reveal of my risen dough. I didn't think it was gonna work, but it worked. What I did to make this dough, just to prep it ahead, was I mixed a cup of hot water with a teaspoon of yeast and a half of a tablespoon of sugar, and I mixed that up and I let that stand until it bubbled, which took about 10 minutes. And then I threw in 3 cups of flour, and then I used, I'm gonna get my little, if any of you have a standard Cuisinart or KitchenAid mixer, it comes with this fancy attachment that kind of looks like a pirate hook. It is a dough hook. It swirls it around, so after you add your 3 cups of flour in, you put on this dough attachment and you let it mix for about 5 minutes. Now if the consistency kind of gets a little off, which I found mine did, I added a little bit more water, depending on the texture and how that turns out. So from there, I took out my dough from my little dough maker, and then I kneaded it for about 5 minutes until I got a nice even, not sticky dough, and then I sprayed this metal bowl with oil so my dough didn't stick, and from there I let it sit for about an hour. I let mine go for a little bit longer than an hour because I didn't think it rose enough, and the best thing to do it is I honestly stuck mine out in sunshine outside because the heat helps the yeast produce more air and give the dough a little more life, so I did that, and she turned out pretty good. It was about half the size when I put it in here. From here, I'm just gonna knead this out. She said to punch it, so do you hear that? That was great. I'm just gonna knead it for about 2 minutes and then I'm gonna separate it off. From here, I have a little bit, I'm just gonna make it like this to section it off easier. I'm gonna cut it into 5 sections and then I'm gonna dye each section. And of course, we have our many pride colors. I'm doing, your basic rainbow: red, yellow, purple, green, blue. Not in that order though, because I'm not a freak. It needs to be in the regular rainbow order: red, yellow, green, blue, or purple. If you don't do it like that, there's something wrong with you, or maybe I'm just a little compulsive with my colors. Whatevs. I also use the Wilton gel dye. The great thing about this is it doesn't change the texture of your dough because it's not liquidy. Now, that's not to deter from regular liquid dye that you can literally get from your grocery store, but these are super great. I love them and they last a lot longer. I like to dye my dough with the gel dye by taking a toothpick, and then I just put her in there. It makes it a lot easier, and it also stops it from dyeing important kitchen utensils. I'm gonna go for more of a tie-dye look. Natalie did kind of an even color, so I'm just gonna leave it like that because I feel like that's kind of cool. Here we go with the yellow. I honestly hope these bagels work because I've never made bagels in my entire life. So we'll see how she goes. Okay, there's our red and our yellow. Let's do green next. All right, there is our green. I feel like my consistency of my dough may be a little off, and it could be because the yeast that I used bread maker yeast because it's a struggle to find regular yeast. So my dough might have not risen enough, which is okay. This is a learning process. It will still taste fine. Basically what I have to do next is I have to roll these out into even rectangle thingies, like long rectangles, and then I'm gonna stack each color on top and cut long strips, and then we're gonna twist them together and make bagels. So I'm gonna get a rolling pin. I got my beautiful colors stacked into a beautiful, colorful rectangle sandwich thing. What I'm supposed to do next is, her recipe calls for 10 bagels. I'm gonna try to get this into 5 because I did half of her recipe. I'm thinking this is how we do it. I'm gonna twist the colors. And there's our first rainbow bagel! I love it. All right, I'm gonna also put this on a sheet because I'm gonna let them rise for 10 minutes after I set them all. We have the return of my silicone mat. Thank you to Bed Bath & Beyond for showing me how amazing this mat is. This is not sponsored by Jeff Bezos, whatever his name is, because I did not get this off Amazon, but you can get this off Amazon for cheaper. Cut your strips, this is coming from me as I'm doing this, cut your strips a lot thinner than you actually think you need to, because look how thick this bagel is. Like, she's thick. This one's gonna be thin. In second year university, I had a huge bagel phase with my roommate Emma. I think we ate like, oh my God, we ate like 4 bagels a day. Like, blueberry bagels from Longo's were my favorite. If any of you have tried them, you already know. And that is my last bagel. So I'm just gonna put a sheet over top of them, and I'm gonna let them get some sunlight for another 10 minutes just so they can rise some more. And then we are going to blanch them in some hot water. Let's let them rise. Now that my bagels have risen for about 10 minutes, I see they have some more sides to them. I'm gonna put them in boiling water. About 30 seconds on each side is what Natalie said to do. Fix it, it's fine, fix it. I'm really great. I'm really great at this. Hey, little buddy. Now that these have all been blanched, I'm gonna put them in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're gonna have some fresh bagels.
Even if I tried, even if I wanted to, and I can't change. Even if I tried, my love, she keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. My love, she keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm.
Okay, now that my bagels are out of the oven, I'm gonna cut it open, see how she is. It smells amazing in here. Okay, that was a horrible cut on my part, but it looks actually crazy cool on the inside. Look at the colors. All right, here's the taste test. These are so good. Oh my God. Fresh bagels, I'm never going back. Thank you, nutrition_Natalie, or Natalie, for inspiring this recipe, for sharing it, for showing your love for Pride. And happy Pride, everyone. Remember to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoy yourself some rainbow bagels. Happy Pride, everyone.
My love, she keeps me warm.